So we're here in the studio section of my Canvas 201 course. You will have that section available to you in any course that you create. So studio is something that we've linked up, the county has linked up with our Canvas courses to allow us to make interactive video for our students. So if you go to that studio section, yours will be blank. I've already created a ton of studio videos because I'm creating them for this course. Now there are two different ways to get to your studio. When I click on the one that's within this course here, then it's just showing me the ones that I created for this particular course. But you'll see on the left-hand side here that there's a studio button overall for you. And if you click on that, you can see that I've actually created a lot more. So I have a bunch that pop up in the library, and I also have a section that I made called tutorials that hold even more. So I recommend starting in the studio section just so you are able to fully organize everything in the way that you need to. So let's go back to that course. So this gets a little bit tricky because I'm trying to show you how to create a studio video within a studio video. So it's not going to show you everything that you need. But there's a couple of things that you can do here. First, if you look up here, there's three options. If you click on record, it asks you if you want to take a screen capture or a webcam capture. So screen capture means that it's going to do what I'm doing for you now. This is exactly how I've created this video. A screen capture is just a video where it takes your screen and records you talking as you move through something. So it's a good way to show somebody how to do something. It's also a great way to explain a certain concept. You can pull up different websites and go through things that way. So screen capture is one option. Webcam capture means that instead of recording your screen, it's going to be recording your face. Just like if you were in a Zoom meeting, it's going to use your webcam and you can talk to the students in any way that you want. So those are the two options as far as recording goes. Another option is that you can click on the add button here and you can either drag and drop. So if you have a video file on your computer that you'd like to add to this, you can do that. Or you can take a YouTube URL that you know and you can drop it in here and it'll just show them that video. You can also click on the search button and you can search the studio. So let's see. No results came up for Puppy, and the reason for that is because it is searching my videos. But if I was looking for the one that was about rubrics, if I typed in rubric, then it pops up right here. So this is my studio in Canvas. If I click on the one I just did for you guys before, how to create quizzes, there's three little dots right here. That's usually how they give their menu for things in Canvas. And if I click on that, I can choose to replace the thumbnail so I can create my own. I can also choose to delete it. If I click on the video itself, a few things come up. The details come up where it tells the viewer what it's about. This one's about a walkthrough about how to create a quiz and choose different settings. If I decide that's not adequate, I can click on edit details and I can change that. Comments. So students can actually make comments on this video. They can ask questions, they can give feedback, etc., and they'll pop up here. And I can also give one. This is the first comment, woo! And I can choose whether or not I want to know if people are replying to my comments. So notice how it says comment at 000. That's because I haven't hit play yet. But if I click play and I let it go for a little while, now I'm at 1 minute and 42 seconds. Minute and 40, this is my question. And see how it comes up at 1:42? So now it's letting me know when exactly I had that question. It takes out a lot of the guesswork for things. If you're not quite sure what a student is talking about, you can go right back to that minute and second and see what they were talking about. If you click on Insights, it's going to let you know who viewed what and how long they viewed it for. And you can also request captions. So what I usually do is I make a captions request. There are ways to upload your own captions and it'll definitely be more accurate, but also more time consuming. So it depends on your need and ability. But what I do is I request caption. So I choose English as my language and click request. And they are studio generated, so they're queued up, and they'll just shoot me an email when it's all done and I can go back and review them. So that's another good feature on here, especially for accessibility. So those are your options. If we actually go back into the studio here and if you clicked on screen capture, I'm not going to click on that because I'm already recording a screen capture, but it's just going to give you the option to record, and you're going to have to download something, and I can tell you now that it's perfectly safe to do so, and it is the only way that you're going to be able to actually do a screen capture, so make sure that you do that. Screen capturing is not difficult. It's something that you just push record and keep going, and you can pause it and unpause it as much as you want until you're finished. And you can also take out like little sections of it. So it's really not so bad at all. And when you're all done and you click on publish, it adds it to this area right here. So that's a really helpful thing to have, especially when we're doing things virtually and we don't always have the opportunity to show students how to do things ourselves. Okay, so I skipped over to showing you how to add your studio video to an assignment. So if you wanted to create it as a reference and then say respond to this in a certain way or do whatever it is that I just showed you how to do, something along those lines, then when you're in assignments, you're going to create a new assignment, and then you know how you have the option to add links, add images, add videos, etc. There's a little menu button over here, as Canvas does, and if you click on that, you have the option to add things like tables or formulas. This little plug refers to a plugin or an app. So if you click on that app, see how you have the Canvas Studio option? So if you click on that, it brings up all the videos that I created for this course. So I could just click on one of these, click select, and I have some options. I can allow them to comment or not comment on it. Say I'm just using this for a reference, and so I don't want any comments, but I am going to allow them to download it. Allowing students to download something just means that they have the option to download it and then view it without internet, which is helpful a lot for our students who don't necessarily have the most reliable internet or reliable access to it. And then you just click embed, and it shows up right here in your assignment. Sorry, I have the hiccups again. And there it is. You can add whatever you want and treat the assignment just like a regular assignment, except now they just have a video to watch to reference. To add one of those videos to a page, what you would do is you go to that page selection in your course and you would click on plus page. And just like with the assignments, you're going to go to that menu and click on the app button again and just do the same thing over again. So the procedure is the same whether you're adding it to a page or an assignment. And I'm going to show you how to add it to a module. So on the left-hand menu, we go to the module section of our course. Yeah, I don't need that. And say I wanted to add something to my last module, copying content. I'm going to click on this plus button here. And when I do, I have the option to add an assignment, quiz, file, whatever. I'm going to choose external tool. That's the same thing as the app. And when I do, look at all these options that come up. I can have Nearpod, Khan Academy, Google Drive, Flipgrid, but I'm going to choose Studio because that's what we're focusing on now. And again, it gives me all the videos that I just created on here. So I could just click on this one and select it, toggle the same options I had before, and click on the embed button. And then it comes up with a URL. I don't have to do anything else. I just click on add item, and you'll see it was added to this bottom one right here. Now, for some reason, it always defaults as calling it Canvas Studio. So what I do is I then click on the menu for this object, and I click on edit, and I change the title. This is actually called blah, blah, blah. An update, and then it shows up that way. And I can move it wherever I want in my module. I'm going to delete it because I don't want you guys to see this random video in there. But that's how you add it. So we've gone over how to add it to assignments and pages and modules. It can be added to anything that allows you to add apps or external tools. So that's the rundown on Studio.